Well, we're doing an experiment this month. This is an overview of the planets, specifically so you can see this beautiful astrology clock. So if you have your own chart, you can get a free chart from my website. As you know, there should be a link here, tarotromance.com, and click the free stuff tab, and right at the top you can get a free chart. Halfway down that page, though, the free stuff page, if you didn't actually want a chart, there is a rising sign checker, so you can check your rising sign if you know your time of birth. And then you could really, just from your rising sign, draw a clock like this with 12 like bits of pizza slices, and you can make your own. It would be called a whole sign house. So if, for example, your ascendant was Aquarius, you could put a big red line here for the ascendant line and Aquarius and count the houses round. And I'll tell you where the planets are. So June 2016, we start off the month with a new moon on the 5th, or could be the 4th, depending where you are in the world. I'm talking in GMT in the UK. In Sunday the 5th, we have a new moon in Gemini. So both the sun and the moon in Gemini. Very good time for good new starts with writing project. Maybe just starting to read a book. This particular new moon is conjunct Venus, which is really nice. So a really lovely time for novelists, for writers, for speaking projects, for anything to do with communications. The new moon is always a time to make starts. It's always a good time to put your intentions out to the universe, although I personally would leave it at least a day, because it's very dark when the sun and the moon are on top of each other. Let a little light go onto your projects. But yeah, this is a new moon with the sun and the moon, and I should show you on the clock. That's what I was going to show you down here in Gemini. Depending on where your ascendant is, this could fall in. So ignore this red line for the moment. You see, so the sun and the moon and Venus all conjunct in Gemini on Sunday the 5th. Good time to start studying. This new moon actually is also square Jupiter, but as Jupiter is not really much of a challenging planet, it's a lovely planet of expansion and good luck. I don't think Jupiter in Virgo squaring this new moon is going to cause too much of a trouble. The only problems you could expect are overdoing things. Maybe this talking, all this stuff in Gemini, this could turn into gossip. But it could also be very lucky. I wouldn't worry about a square from Jupiter. On the 13th of June, Mercury in Taurus is going to move into Gemini. So Mercury here is going to move into Gemini. So we're going to have all these planets in Gemini. And Mercury, of course, loves being in Gemini because it's the ruler of Gemini. It's going to make June very talkative, and much comings and goings, very much depending on where these planets are in your chart. So have a look at your chart, but there'll be a lot of communication, a lot of to and fro, a lot of doing things with our hands. Mercury rules making things and running about, talking. Saturday the 18th, Venus. By Saturday the 18th, Venus will have got through Gemini and will be in Cancer. So we're going to want to, by mid-June, by the 18th of June, we'll be more emotional. Well, this comes 2 days before the full moon. The moon will be now opposite the sun up here in Sagittarius. A good time for a spiritual experience. Day before the solstice. So Yeah, a good time to look at the bigger picture. Sagittarius always sees the bigger picture. This is a time of a culmination of whatever projects you've been doing, and to see the bigger picture and maybe even have a spiritual experience. The day after, the 21st, happy solstice, everyone. The sun will move into Cancer. Yeah, with Venus. So we're all going to be more, maybe want to spend more time at home, maybe want to spend more time with our loved ones. The rest of the month will be running more on our emotions than on our mind, as we were in Gemini, because yeah, Cancer is a much more watery, feely, touchy sign. On the 26th and the 27th, and really a couple of days before and after, is probably the most powerful aspect and lucky aspect of our entire year. We have Jupiter, where's Jupiter? Here, trine Pluto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 signs away, trine, exactly trine Pluto. Well, this is fabulous if you're trying to get something off the ground, if you want to start a project, if you financially, this is quite a profitable day. 26th or 27th, mark them in your diary. This is a very profitable day. It's also, looking at the planets involved, Capricorn and Virgo, Pluto and Capricorn, Jupiter in Virgo, a good day for work, something to do with our body, whether that's fitness, yoga. A very good day if you're running a marathon. If you're in work, this is a very good day for employees, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, just look out for that day and try and make the most of it if you can, or around the 26th, 27th, both those days. Very, very good. And by the end of the month, the 30th, Mars, which has been going retrograde for so long, Mars is going to go forward. Well, it's going to go direct. It'll stop moving backwards on the 30th. Mars in Scorpio, where are we? Here. This is brilliant. Things that have been driving you mad, things that have had to be put on the back burner, things that have been slowing down, projects that can start again, things are moving on. This is very, very good. The end of June, Mars is now no longer retrograde. One other thing I think I missed was Neptune goes retrograde this month. It goes retrograde on the 13th, and it will be retrograde for another 5 months. And I won't worry too much, but people, if you would say the negative of Neptune retrograde is maybe wasting time on daydreams, not facing reality. Is that such a bad thing? I think it's a great time for filmmakers, artists of all kinds. Maybe it's a time where you can make your fantasy world a reality.